The silent treatment is a powerful tool that a narcissist uses to control you, to make you feel bad, to make sure that you're subservient, to make sure that they have power over you. Are you tired of this? Are you ready to take back your power and start to move forward? Maybe you've been to the place where you've been subject to just the agonizing moment by moment silent treatment by a toxic person. Maybe you find yourself where you're frustrated and you feel powerless during the periods of there being silent treatment. You're like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. When we dive into this aspect of the silent treatment, I need you to know that the silent treatment produces a lot of things that in your life will seem crazy, will seem abusive, and will seem like you're hopeless. Might even seem like you're coming to the conclusion of like you might be the narcissist because of how you react when the silent treatment is happening. Let's explore that today because I want to open up some things for you to have you understand about the silent treatment and some of the pieces that come out of it and what your response can be to it. If you're new here, my name is Ben Taylor. I'm a self-aware narcissist on this channel to provide awareness about narcissistic abuse. I'm the founder of Raw Motivations, the creator of the Narc app, and your guide in the 7-day challenge called Escape Toxicity. In the 7-day challenge, we focus on helping you understand narcissistic abuse, reactive abuse, the shame that comes with being with a narcissist, the fog that you're in, and help you move forward in your healing process. It's a 7-day challenge for $7 total. You get lifetime access and a community of people going through the challenge at the same time as you to be able to understand what is actually happening. What does this actually look like? So check that out. Go to escapetoxicity.com or you can click the link in the bios. When we talk through this aspect of the silent treatment, just to give a baseline idea, is when the narcissist is in your life and giving you silence. Sometimes you'll have one-word answers, small responses. But the end piece is that person that you had a connection with, that person you had communication with, all of a sudden goes completely silent. Now, this might be silence after something that just happened. Maybe a big argument, maybe a fight, maybe something that you called them out on, maybe something that there was a shift in the argument and changed the direction. All of a sudden, he just shut down and went completely silent. Now, this silence that happens in a toxic relationship is not something that they're just silent for 5 minutes. This could be 5 days. This could be 5 weeks of interacting with a person that is in the same house as you, that you're going back and forth. You might even be eating together, and this person will not talk to you. Maybe you're getting small word answers, one-word answers. You okay? I'm fine. Maybe you're getting small things that are indicating that they're okay by their words, but not indicating that they're okay by their actions. This is the part where you start to doubt yourself. You're like, he keeps saying that he's okay. He keeps saying to leave him alone. He keeps saying that he's fine, but I can feel it. You can pick up on an energy with another person. You can pick up on an energy that this person is mad at you, that this person is pissed off at you, and you're left kind of scratching your head like, I don't know what is going on. I don't know why he's mad at me. I don't know what I did. You see, narcissists use silent treatment as control. It's a form of emotional abuse to be able to make sure that they have control over you. You see, when the other person is silent in the relationship, you start to doubt what has happened. You start to doubt calling them out. So many of my DMs that I get from people are like, did I make him do this? Did I mess this up? Was this something that I did? Because people are thinking that if I hadn't called him out, he wouldn't be giving me the silent treatment. If I hadn't called him out, then this wouldn't have been happening. If I hadn't questioned about this, then this wouldn't be happening. If I hadn't seen his phone, then this wouldn't have been happening. And there's so many scenarios that people start to question themselves, thinking that they caused this, thinking that it's their fault. When you hold someone accountable and they get upset and give you the silent treatment, that is not on you. That is on them being out of integrity of who they actually said they were. That is him not showing up as a man and being honest in the relationship. When you hold someone accountable and they respond in a toxic and an abusive way, that is not on you, that is on them. But a toxic narcissistic individual will make you feel like it is your fault. Every time my wife brought up me cheating, or the possibility of me cheating, because for a long time she didn't know. But she knew because she had this intuition. She had these feelings. She had these ideas. I would always make her feel bad. feel bad that she brought it up. I would pull away from her. I would gaslight her. I would make her feel like she was the problem. That she was bringing up something that was going to destroy the relationship. That she was bringing up something that it was all her fault that she even thought this. Narcissists use the silent treatment in the same way. To control over you. When a narcissist pulls back and withholds this emotional communication and this emotional connection and this communication between everything, it's the whole goal is to push you, to manipulate you, and to gain power over you. Majority of times when a narcissist is giving you a silent treatment, they're waiting for you to come back and grovel, to get on your knees and beg and say, I am sorry for what I did when you did nothing wrong. This makes you feel isolated, brings a lot of anxiety, brings a lot of insecurity, and leaves you desperate. This is the part you need to understand. Leaves you desperate for resolution. Desperate for validation from this person. That you guys are okay. That he's not going to leave. That it's going to be okay. That you're in a good standing. And oftentimes you're desperate for this resolution for something that the other person did. Not because you did something wrong, not because you yelled at this person, not because all these different things that the narcissist is going to blame you for. Probably won't even tell you what for. But you will be desperate for resolution because of what the other person did. Think of it this way. You're in a relationship and your partner uses silent treatment as a way to express dissatisfaction or disagreement. Number one, that's really childish. There's not a good, healthy way to solve anything by just being like, oh, I don't like that. Without communication, you have no relationship. Without there being a dialogue, you don't even have a friendship. When a narcissist withdraws from any form of communication, it leaves you in a state of confusion and emotional distress and duress. This oftentimes can trigger past wounds from childhood, from past relationships, from past pieces of abandonment, whatever it might be. But you have to understand, it is intentional to control you, to manipulate your reactions, and ultimately to have power over you. This whole piece of toxicity, this whole piece of narcissism, the whole piece of having the silent treatment is only to have control over you. So you need to make a decision. What's it going to be? What does it mean when the toxic person is giving you the silent treatment to you? What does it mean? I give you two options today. Frustration or freedom? Which one is it for you? You see, when you're faced with a silent treatment, you have a choice whenever it comes up. You have a choice of how you're going to handle it, of how you're going to deal with it. Now, a lot of times it's going to be frustration, especially early on when you don't have a clue of what's going on. And that frustration is going to boil up and boil up and boil up. It's going to spill over onto the kids. It's going to spill over on kicking the dog. It's going to spill over out into the relationship where it becomes reactive abuse, where it looks to the rest of society that you're the one that's going crazy and you're responding and abusing and all these different things, but it's a reaction. It's a reaction to someone else having this psychological warfare against you of the person that you love and that you care about that is completely shut off from you. And you get to the place where you're so desperate that the desperation results in action that is completely uncharacteristic of who you normally are. Of wanting to scream and yell just to get a response, just to unlock that version that you used to have with that person, just to be able to touch on that person that was your best friend, that was interacting, to touch on that person that you had before you held them accountable. And it wells up inside you to a place where you finally just want to scream. Freedom or frustration? When you get frustrated, when you get anxious, you need to be able to understand you have an option of what needs to take place next, of what needs to happen in your life. You can see the silent treatment as the worst thing ever, which in the moment, if you're going through right now, 100% it is. It's what it feels like. And you start to question yourself, you lose your self-esteem, you lose your self-confidence, all those things happen. Or we can reframe it. And we can look and we can see, hey, the reason why this person is being silent is because they either do not like that I held them accountable, they're either frustrated and mad and they want me to be subservient to them, They're trying to do these different things to make me less than them, or they're just immature and they are not willing to actually deal with their emotions and their feelings as an adult. And in that case, you have a choice. You can get frustrated and you can get pissed off about the other person, or you can take a look and be like, hey, in this moment, I actually have freedom from this person because I'm not responsible for them. I'm not their mom. I'm not their parent. I'm not the person that's going to teach them or help them or fix them. I'm a person that's an adult in this relationship saying, hey, this relationship is about this. I actually want a relationship with this person. This person does not seem to care about that. So therefore, I'm going to work on me. This opportunity of the silent treatment gives you a perspective and an opportunity to view it as freedom. Freedom for you to work on you. Freedom apart from the abuse. Freedom apart from the toxicity. And then be like, what are you going to do today? How are you going to start developing who you are today? Maybe that's getting back out to the gym. Maybe that's starting to have a fitness routine. Maybe that's watching what you're putting inside your body. Maybe that's developing a relationship with God. Maybe that's diving into meditation. Maybe that's writing down in your journal. Maybe that's connecting with your friends again and not living in isolation. Maybe that's interacting with your family members in a different way. Maybe that's developing different aspects of your business that you've been working on for a while but putting on hold because of how you feel. Maybe that's starting to progress with the teams that you lead inside your companies. Like, all these things happen when you have capacity and you're no longer obsessed with trying to get a resolution from a toxic person that does not care about a resolution, only cares about control. So when you have this aspect of dealing with the silent treatment, what will you do? Frustration or freedom? You've got two choices of how you're going to respond and how you're going to deal with it. When you start to shift your mindset, it starts to empower you to reclaim your self-worth and to detach from the toxicity, to detach from the dynamics that have proved abusive past and present. And you can move into a place of confidence and certainty and clarity of you moving forward in your life, in your growth, regardless of what this other toxic person is going to do, that you're going to move forward in your healing, in your growth, in your change. If you want to start that process on your own, you can go to escapetoxicity.com. Start the 7-day challenge. If you're like, hey, I want to work with you one-on-one, we could talk if you'd be a good fit for our Thriver community, moving forward, helping you grow and thrive into the person that you're called to be. Go to www.rawmotivations.com. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, rate, review. If you're listening to the podcast, thanks so much. If you guys are new, love to be able to have you just join us and see what we're about. Watching the videos, sharing the content so that other people can know what they're dealing with. You might have a friend that's dealing with the silent treatment right now, that your share, your words might help liberate someone who's struggling in toxicity.